Rise and shine. Good morning to everyone, sisters and brothers. Let's get a Lord praise and get a Lord glory and give him praise for waking you up this morning to see another opportunity, respectfully coming in. But anyway, guys, I want to talk about the situation. I think I was watching like Fox News, or something like that, or CNN, something like that. We really can't get our information from Fox News because we know Fox News do a lot of lying for the upcoming administration or whatever to the point. So let me go ahead and let's get into the situation that we need to talk about or whatever to the point, guys. So my thing is to you guys, I was watching the 2-day election in Tennessee that took place in Tennessee. The election, which is a Republican district state, and I was looking at the outcome. I was looking at the outcome of the election to the point, even though, like I just said a few minutes ago, we know the Republicans, Tennessee is a district of a Republican state. And I was seeing how the race was going or whatever to the point, and I really didn't understand the voters. You know what I mean? And that's what I can really sit right here and say to my point, my personal opinion to the point where I didn't understand the voters. You know what I mean? I didn't understand where they was coming from to the point because you really got to understand if you really see this country for what it is and see what's route the country going in. The country is going in a bad situation to the point. You get what I'm saying? So my thing is to the voters, like, if you see what the country doing, I really don't know. Like, do these voters? I don't know if these voters can think for themselves or they need other people to think for them, or they need personal opinions from other individuals. You get what I'm saying? So I'm really trying to see this situation for what it is to the point where when I was watching the election to the point where if the voters see the country going in the wrong direction, why won't you pick another candidate? Like, you can sit back and say, the voters, the candidate, the running, whatever. They might sit back and tell the voters, whatever, like, we want to know healthcare, we want to know to extend Obamacare or something like that, or up to the point. And these people really can't think for themselves. So it's like they need somebody else to think for them. You might have somebody, a cousin, somebody with you at the election or whatever, at the polls or whatever to the point. And it's like to the point where you really can't understand to the point what's going on. So, and your thing to the point where we can see exactly what's going on to the point where to the point you should be able to make your own decisions for you to the point where you don't have nobody to make decisions for you to the point to understand what's going on in front of you, to understand what's going on in front of you in your local district. We're run by a Republican district to the point. So my thing is to the point where these voters really don't make no sense to me to the point. And I sit back and I see this stuff every day to the point that, like, sometimes I don't understand what's wrong with these voters. Like, sometimes I don't understand, like, the type of stuff they be thinking about to the point. You get what I'm saying? Especially, I don't know if you like kind of like wait blindside or you just haven't even all the way woken up yet to the point to understand what's going on in your country and your district, respectfully. This is a smoothie right here. I'm just having some breakfast, a smoothie, and I also have a couple of cherries left or whatever. So I'm going to finish them up too as we having this conversation as well, guys. So it's really crazy to the point because you got to think the people of the Tennessee, of the Republican district, of the voters of Tennessee. I don't, and like I say, no disrespect to Tennessee, nothing like that to the point where I don't know what's wrong with you voters to the point. I don't understand. You see what's going on in your country, and also you see what's going on in your district, which is the district of Tennessee. You get what I'm saying? But if you really would see what's going on, if you really was trying to change this country, whatever, and try to change the better in your life or whatever to the point, which is to the point, I guess you don't understand and see the things in front of you to the point that you don't understand what's going on in front of you to the point, or is it somebody making decisions for you to the point for real? I know y'all actually see what's going on, right? Because you got two eyes, right, to the point where you can be able to see what's going on. And also, by the way, to the point that you can understand and make your own decisions for you in life for real. Instead of somebody else making decisions for you, standing on the left, standing on the right, or whatever to the point, whatever the case might be, or whatever to the point. But my thing is to the point, the way how I see things, and I really can't speak on other individuals, the way how they see things and speak on how they others' opinions is or whatever, respectfully coming in. So my thing is to the point, if you see the country going in the wrong direction to the point, if you're a personal voter to the point, which is some of you voters probably really don't care, probably don't know what's going on. You get up and you live your everyday lives and go on about where you're going for real. So you don't really know what's going on. You don't know. Matter of fact, 9 out of 10 for real. People go about their everyday lives and live their everyday life to the point. The American people wouldn't even know it was a missile being launched from China or somewhere. But with a missile being launched from China, they wouldn't even know what's going on. They wouldn't know nothing. because they don't study, they don't do their research on things, they don't pay attention to what's going on, they don't pay attention to the world. You know what I mean? They don't really pay attention to what politics, even though we don't try to be in politics like that for real, but we got to understand politics for what it is for real. We got to pay attention to some things in politics, not everything, just a little bit of things, not everything, whatever. But these are things and these are the facts that we need to know, things that we need to pay attention to every day that people normally don't pay attention to. You get what I'm saying? So, like I say, back to what I was saying like 5 minutes ago, to the point, a lot of people get up and they go about their everyday life to the point where they don't know what's going on in front of them. They don't know what's going on around them, or whatever the situation might be, to the point. And around election times come, whatever, you have people out there campaigning about what they campaigning on, what their policy is going to be, and stuff like that. You get what I'm saying? So they'll go out there and give you a false prophet. They give you a false prophet or something like that. They really going out there telling the voters, which is I hate to say this, that it is voters or whatever. So they'll go out there and tell the voters what they want to hear or whatever. But let me tell you something. Once they get out there and tell the voters exactly what they want to hear, then once they get, once the voters vote them in the Senate, or vote them in the White House, or vote them in the Capitol Hill, where it's the House of Representatives, or whatever it might be, or whatever. But they'll go out there and they'll campaign on these type of situations, to the point, you know what I mean, telling the voters what they want to hear. But half of this stuff is false. It's not really true. You get what I'm saying? So they got your vote because they know, I'm going to keep it real with y'all. I'm going to keep it a buck with y'all. The government on top here, they really think the American people really stupid. They really think y'all are stupid for real, to the point. That's how they can be able to go out there and run on different type of campaigns and tell y'all what y'all want to hear. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, to the point, once they get your vote and get in a position where they need to be, then they switch it up on y'all. You get what I'm saying? They switch it up. Now they taking away your health care, your EBT. They taking away your WIC assistance, all that type of stuff. But look, check this out. Ain't this what y'all went out there and voted for? No, we didn't go out there and vote for this. We didn't vote for this KSF. Yes, you did. You did vote for it. Yes, you did vote for it. Now, all of a sudden, you crying about it. You get what I'm saying? Instead of taking the left, you took the right. And the right is destroying you. You get what I'm saying? You voted for a senator or a House of Representative or something like that, whatever this guy is. But I think he might be in a matter of fact, I think he might be I think he got elected into the House or something like that. I think it's he got elected to the Senate, or he got elected to the House of Representatives. One of them two, or whatever, to the point. And like they say, and like I say, most people that go to the grocery store, they can understand that prices are still down. And like I say, you get a lot of people that get on this social media and get on CNN, get on Fox News or whatever, and they come on there and they say, well, we got inflation down, eggs are down, gas prices are down. Let me tell you something. The American people go to the store every day, right? These people don't go to no store. These people sit in the office every day talking about nonsense, eating quarter pounders all day. These people don't go to the grocery store. So how can you tell me these people in the White House go to the grocery store and they can tell you the price is down? These people don't go to the grocery store. The American people go to the grocery store. And then let me tell you something. When American people go to the grocery store, they know the prices is not down. They know the prices is still skyrocketing high. That's what I'm saying. These people tell y'all anything for real. The American people know that the price is still down. Inflation's still up. Ain't no inflation went down. But these people get on here and Fox News, such and such, we got gas prices down, we got the inflation down, we got inflation down, we got gas prices down, and some other things that we working on, trying to get inflation down, we're trying to get gas prices down. That is a damn lie. Ain't nothing down. Everything is skyrocketing high. Why do you think a lot of American people don't have enough money to be able to go out there and buy the items that they can buy? Because things are skyrocketing. They don't know what you wants to pick and choose from. Either I'm going to get gas, or either I'm going to put either I'm going to get gas, or either I'm going to put a meal on the table for my family. Which one is going to be? I don't know. But it's kind of crazy for real if you really see it for what it is. You get what I'm saying? And my thing to the voters if you see what's going on in your state or in your country, or if you even believe you have a country, or whatever you might say you have, or do you believe and you have a state? You get what I'm saying? And that's what I'm saying for real. Like if you really took place and sat back and see the things for what I was seeing and see the things for what I was watching that took place. I really wanted to do a video on this for real, but I didn't really have enough time to do it at this particular type of time. So I said, let me get up and go ahead and deliver this message from the Lord. And it's like, if you see it's not working out for you and your family, then why would you go to the right instead of go to the left? You get what I'm saying? Excuse me. You had some person that was representing you. Even though she might have been a person from Tennessee, she might not represent. Even though she might not have been a person from Tennessee, or maybe she might not rep Tennessee or whatever, but she was a campaign that she was repping for. She was repping Tennessee for the people of Tennessee. She was talking about inflation. She was talking about lowering costs. She was talking about all that type of stuff. But what the people do, they go to the right. And I'm gonna it's gonna sink into you. It's gonna sink in very well. Wait till next month come. Wait till next month come January and all that other type of stuff. Remember when they voted for the big, beautiful bill? Yeah. All that stuff gonna start kicking in around January 1st. And people gonna see where they at. You gonna see where you at. You gonna see where you at in everything. Financials, bills, all type of stuff. You know what I mean? Stuff that you're gonna see that's really gonna start having an effect on your pockets, really gonna start having an effect on your life, impacting your life and stuff like that. You get what I'm saying? So you gotta really sit back and pay attention to these things. Real deal. You know what? I really think, I'm just gonna be honest with y'all. I just think a lot of people really don't pay attention to nothing. You get what I'm saying? Because like I told you before, people get up every day and go about their everyday lives. You get what I'm saying? They don't have no time to be paying attention to what's going on in the country, what's going on in their local state, what's going on in their local country. They don't know if it's a missile being launched from China, Russia, anything. They won't know because they sleep. They don't know what's going on. These people don't get up and watch Fox News and watch the news every day. These people don't do this particular type of stuff. So you can't sit here and tell me they don't know what's going on. They don't. It's crazy. You go out there and I guess you a campaign. You go out there, you run for Congress or run for the Senate or whatever. You go out there and you campaign to the voters and tell the voters what they want to hear. You lie to them and all that other type of stuff. And once they get in the office or whatever, once they get voted in the office or whatever, now they switch it up to air up on you for real. Now they doing something else for real. They not doing what they voted for you for. You get what I'm saying? They get in the office and they do flip it to the left and do something else. You get what I'm saying? So it's like if you running on healthcare, we voted for healthcare. We voted to extend the Obamacare for 2-3 years or whatever. They not gonna do that. They just telling you what you want to hear. But what the American people do, what the voters do, I'm gonna agree. I'm gonna vote for this candidate. We need healthcare. We need EBT. We need this. And soon as you vote for that candidate, they telling you what you want to hear. Everything sounds so great. Everything. You know what? Let me tell you this. Everything feels spectacular. That's what I want to hear. But let me tell you something. Once they get in that office, right, it's a whole different ball game. You get what I'm saying? And you really gonna feel the pain. Because you was the voter that went out there and voted for this. I guess you said you voted for this bloody idiot or whatever, man. You really did, man. And really crazy, man. I got some old cherries right here that I'm having for breakfast. I got probably about a few in there that I need to get rid of. It's only about like 4 or 5. Cherries really good, but they was that good. They was that good to the point that I ate the whole bag. I only got about like 5 cherries left for it, so I might as well go ahead and finish the rest of these up, whatever. They really good for real. Then probably get another bag for real. These like a breakfast, you know what I mean? To the point where it was a whole bag filled to the top for real. Like I say, cherries was that good to the point where I had to go ahead and finish the whole bag because they really good for you know what I mean? It also is like it's a nutritional fruit, you know what I mean? So it's really gonna be good for you no matter, how you proceed it, how you take it or what, respectfully coming in. So but yeah, guys, That's what it is. So sometimes you gotta. It's just like a blitty. It's a lot of blitty idiots in this country. You know what I mean? It really is for real. It really is for real. If you really sit back and see, if you really back and see things for what it is for real, this country is a really it's a really a demonic it's really a demonic country. This is a stupid country. It really is for real. And sometimes, like I say, man, I just hope some people start waking up, man. Because if they don't, this country gonna be going downhill. It really is. Because it really gonna take for some people to stand up, some people with a mindset, some sense or whatever to the point, stand up for what's righteousness or whatever, and let's get on the right track in this country for real. Because if you don't, to the voters, thank to the voters anyway, respectfully, thank to the voters for real, because the voters who voted for the candidates for real, they's the ones that are taking the country down, because no mindset, can't think. No mindset, can't think. Can't think properly. Can't think reasonably. You know, all these particular type of things that people really can't do for themselves nowadays. You know, bro, it's really sad to the point. People really can't do nothing for themselves to the point they have to have somebody else to think for them and also have a personal opinion for them. You know what I mean? So that's what we at in this state. That's what we going with this country, and that's what we at, you know. So it's gonna really take for a lot of people to wake up and hopefully get this country back on track, because if they don't, we just gonna have a lot of blitty idiots running this country, and also some blitty voters, you know, that really don't they don't know what's going on, you know, and like God said, when you pray for those, sometimes you gotta pray for those who don't understand. Sometimes you gotta pray for those who don't understand what's going on, you know, and that's what we try to do, you know, in the prayers or whatever, you know, pray for those individuals to the point that don't know what's going on, and lightweight kind of lost out here to the point for real. So we're gonna put them in a prayer, we're gonna pray for them and hope they wake up to understand what's going on in this country. And I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here. I got some things I gotta do, guys. I'm not gonna really hold you guys, and I appreciate you guys. Excuse me. I appreciate you guys for watching. Take care. God bless every last one of you guys. Take care. Talk to you soon, guys. Take care.